My name is Gael Murphy.
And what group are you with?
I'm a co-founder of CODEPINK, and I also am working with the Gaza Freedom March.
And why is it important for you to be here tonight with this AIPAC convention going on?
Well, this is the annual AIPAC convention. This is the 2010 convention. And lots of world leaders and our most celebrated politicians are here making their point to support Israel blindly. So we're here as part of an opposition to Israel's continued occupation, the apartheid regime that it insists on imposing on Palestinians, the collective punishment of Palestinians in the West Bank, in the Gaza Strip. And we're here to say that Israel's apartheid policies, policies of occupation, of discrimination, of racism, are not making Israel safer, are not making the United States safer. Now, we just have signed away another $3 billion of military funding to Israel from the United States, the 21st economy in the world. Why are we giving billions of dollars of aid to Israel? Why are we allowing Israel to use our weapons illegally on civilians, as they did in Gaza in December and January of last year? So we're here to say, AIPAC, enough blind support for Israel. You weren't right about McCain. 72% of Jews in the United States didn't vote with you. You don't represent Jews in the United States. Occupation and racism are not Jewish values, and we're here to say that. But Israeli, Zionist, racist, apartheid policies are not a part of American values, should not be part of AIPAC. AIPAC should shut down if they continue supporting them.
Anything else, Gail?
Yeah, U.S. tax dollars stop funding war crimes, including Israeli war crimes.
Thank you.
So tonight at the AIPAC conference, the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, is speaking here. And despite the fact that President Obama, Hillary Clinton, Vice President Joe Biden, General Petraeus, Admiral Mullen have all said that the settlement policy is a destructive policy and there should be a freeze on settlements. Petraeus saying that the policies of Israel endanger our troops. Netanyahu has insisted on continuing that settlement policy, continuing on the siege of Gaza. So he's going to be speaking before 7,000 people tonight. And those people think that AIPAC policies are good for Israel and for the United States. And we say just the contrary. AIPAC policies, following lockstep with the policies of the government of Israel, are bad for the Israeli people, endanger our troops, and are bad for the American people, and of course are absolutely destructive to the Palestinians. So we think it's important as Americans, and myself doubly important as an American Jew, to be represented here tonight to say no to AIPAC's policy. And as an American, that $3 billion a year of my tax dollars are going to support the criminal policies of Israel, it's important to say I don't want one penny, one dime spent on the illegal occupation and the destruction that Israel has caused in Gaza. And I also feel that the people here often don't understand how radical AIPAC's policies are. We put out a false press release today in the name of AIPAC that said that AIPAC is now calling on Israel to freeze the settlements. And people who were going in actually thought that was a good thing, because that then puts Israel and AIPAC in line with U.S. policy. But it was false, and AIPAC came out and said, no, that was just a hoax. We do not call for a freeze on settlements. Look, the settlements are illegal under international law. Even the Secretary General of the United Nations just came out and said that these settlements have to stop. So why can't AIPAC represent the American people instead of the Israeli people? And we say that if AIPAC refuses to represent American interests, they should then license themselves as a foreign agent of the Israeli government and be very clear they represent Israeli government militaristic policies and not what is good for the American people. And that's why I'm here.
All right, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Medea. Name?
My name is Ann Wright.
Now, Ann, why was it important for you to be here tonight at this AIPAC convention?
Well, it's important for me to be here as a retired military officer and a former diplomat to say that I believe that the U.S. policies toward Israel are jeopardizing U.S. national security. That our blind taking anything that letting them have everything and not holding them accountable for what they do, for their disproportionate use of force, their attacks on Lebanon, their attacks on Gaza, their occupied territories, what they do at the checkpoints, the illegal settlements. All of this is disastrous for the U.S. image, because the world knows that we blindly support Israel. And I'm calling on the Obama administration to have some courage and say these illegal settlements, we will not give one more dollar to Israel until these settlements stop. But they must stop. They must stop. So,
now, Ann, this thing with General Petraeus, it's a new wrinkle, isn't it?
that's right. When our own military generals, General Petraeus, says in a classified document, "Oh, we've got some big wigs of AIPAC coming through with the sirens."
And we pay for this.
We pay for this. Yes, that's
right.
right.
They come in with police escorts, and we got to pay for it.
Yes. Yep. So I'm saying that the Obama administration should have some courage and say there are penalties for this continuation of the land grab that Israel is doing for the Palestinians, where they have less than 22% of what was authorized under this horrible UN partition of the Palestine Mandate. It's outrageous what's going on, and it continues now over 60 years. It continues. The treatment of the Palestinians is horrific, horrific. That they're treated horribly at checkpoints. The apartheid of Israel, of Jews-only highways, of huge walls twice as high as the Berlin Wall, 10 times as long as the Berlin Wall. That cuts onto Palestinian territory, cuts families apart, cuts houses from schools. So I'm here to say the United States cannot support blindly these types of policies.
Okay, Ann, well, thanks so much.
Thank you.
My name's Athena Viscusi.
Now, you've been to Gaza.
I've been to Gaza with CODEPINK, yes, last summer.
And what did you see there?
Devastation all over, not just from the Israeli bombings and the invasion last December of 2008, January of 2009, but just mostly from the ongoing blockade, the inability to get any supplies to rebuild after the bombings, to get medical supplies, to get educational supplies, to get the most basic things like the thread needed to do this embroidery. This is from Gaza. Women are sitting in workshops, can't even bring in thread because of the Israeli U.S.-sanctioned blockade of Gaza.
So it's really a humanitarian crisis then. And it keeps on getting manufactured day by day. It gets worse.
But it's not a humanitarian crisis like an earthquake or a tsunami. It's a man-made political crisis.
Well, the Goldstone report did address some of the issues you're talking about, but it looks like hardly anything's happened.
Definitely nothing has happened, and to change things in this country, I think that's where our responsibility lies as U.S. taxpayers. We're making the whole situation possible, and our responsibility lies with changing our government's policies, and I don't see the change there. They may say nasty things about the settlements being built in East Jerusalem, but for Gazans that has not changed anything at all.
Thanks so much.